Hey, my name is James Nicholson. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Now, in this video, I want to talk about, has 2023 been the worst year on records for landlords? So much has been making it really hard to be a landlord in 2023. And I want to talk about that. Plus, let's talk about some positive stuff for landlords as well, because it's not all been bad, however hard you may think it has been. Now, before we jump into that, as always, if you haven't done already, do subscribe to the channel and hit the bell notification. We're probably going to hit 10,000 subscribers by Christmas. You might help me get there a little bit quicker. And everyone, regardless of whether you're subscribed or not, smash the like button. Go on, smash that right now. Do that. Smash it over there. That really helps us with the YouTube algorithm. We might hit 200,000 views this month if you do that. If you don't, we won't. So give it a little tickle over there. So, landlords, what a brutal year it's been. Now, that comes off the back of two very, very good years. Obviously, the pandemic, and when that hit, everyone just expected property to go to waste. I did too. I mean, I was sitting there thinking, my business is shut. I can't get viewings on my properties, not easily at least anyway. Fortunately, my tenants, none of them were moving at the time, couldn't themselves. But it just made logical sense that house prices would crash. And there was a quick drop in that. There was people that wanted to sell and they reduced the prices significantly. So let's look at what has made 2023 particularly tough for landlords. First, this has been around for a while, but we've got Section 24. Now, this has hit harder this year because of other things that we're going to talk about. And Section 24 is where a landlord gets their rent, and previously you were able to deduct expenses like you would in a normal business. So if you were a plumber, you might fit a kitchen or fit a bathroom, and the cost of the goods would come out and you'd pay tax on your profit. Landlords used to be the same, but the government changed that because it was very easy to bash landlords, and they now meant that you got taxed on your gross rent. So if you earned £1,000, you'd pay tax on £1,000. Now, that's a problem if you're a higher rate tax earner, because you might be paying half of your rent out in tax. Then you've got to pay your mortgage, you've got to pay your maintenance, your estate agency fees. Because of that, a lot of landlords actually left the market. Now, this only hit landlords that have properties in their personal name. I have properties in my personal name. It's definitely harder with those. And so now what we do is we invest in limited companies. So there is a way around that. The problem is our older properties, we can't take as much equity out because we need the numbers to stack up for that deal to work. Next is something that may be coming in, and this is another section, which is Section 21. This scared a lot of landlords. Now, Section 21 is no-fault evictions, and that means if your tenant is, like, for some reason you just need to get rid of them, maybe you want to sell the property, maybe you want to just do a refurbishment on the property to increase the value, you can't do that with them in there. There's loads of reasons why you might want to get rid of the tenant. Maybe they're just really difficult as a tenant and you don't have enough to evict them. You could use a no-fault eviction. And so this is looking to potentially leave. And so this is new legislation that's coming out that you won't be able to get rid of your tenant for any reason that you so choose. Now, the problem with that is that some landlords get really worried, and this is contributing to more landlords leaving the market. Now, when I make these types of videos, there's always some smart people in the comments that say, well, great, let's get rid of landlords. Landlords shouldn't be owning multiple homes. The problem is with this, that rents are rising at record rates at the moment because there isn't enough stock. So this isn't good. You don't want landlords to leave. You want it to be a fair market. You want the tenants to be treated fairly. You want the landlords to be treated fairly. Now, this one, a lot of people. So I went to the landlord show the other day. Now, this has kind of been put on hold. So energy performance certificates. Any property that's rented or sold needs an energy performance certificate that's valid, and that says how energy efficient the property is. It goes from something like F all the way up to A being the best. And as a landlord, we were told that we would have to get it up to a level C by 2025. Now, that could for some properties mean hundreds of thousands of pounds of work on one property. Now, that wouldn't be great. Now the government has just said, look, we're abolishing this, but we've got a general election coming around the corner, and potentially if Labour win, this could come back in. Nobody knows for sure what will happen, but there is the threat that it could come back in. Now, what's also interesting is at the Landlords show that I was at, I think there was around 10,000 people there over 2 days. So many people didn't know that this has been abolished, and landlords are leaving in droves because of the threat to have to spend lots of money, tens of thousands, or there was going to be a cap of 10 grand on it, but at least 10 grand per property to do that property up. That is a real concern. That means that channels like this hopefully can get the message out. Keep your property, because now you don't have to worry about that. That's important. Next is prices. So house prices have dropped. That's no secret. We've done tons of videos on the channel about this, and they're down around 5 to 6% depending on where you get your data from at the moment, and they're going to carry on going down. We've got asking prices that are dropping at the moment, so obviously people aren't going to pay more if the market's going down. It's a buyer's market. In terms of Halifax and nationwide, it is a buyer's market at the moment, meaning you can offer significantly less than you may have before and get that property over the line. Now, that hits us as landlords because let's just say that we got a buy to let at the peak in August 2022. We took a 2-year fixed. That's going to end in August 24. Then the property drops. Now, if we want to remortgage that property, we might not have enough equity. We've got to have 25% equity in that property. We might actually have to pay money in order to make a new deposit and make some more equity to keep that property. That is a real problem for landlords, and that's scaring a lot of people at the moment, which is why I say when you invest, you must buy property that you can add value to. Don't buy new build properties. Buy a rundown property that you can add value. You can add a bedroom. Those sorts of properties, you're going to be able to build that leverage and protect yourself a little bit more. The last thing that's been really hitting us is the interest rates. And so these are crazy. Now, a lot of people in the comments, I've made a comment the other day saying they're crazy high. Yes, historically, they're not high. Historically, 5% has been normal. I think when I looked the other day in my filing cabinet over there, my first property in Dorking, my interest rate was around 5.75%. So it is what it is today, right? It is what it is today. The problem is you've gone from 0% to nearly 6% in a very short period of time. That hits whoever it is really, really hard. Now you can say in the 70s or the 80s or 90s, interest rates were 15%. They may well have been 15%, and that caused a big crash, right? And it was really tough for people. It's the fast and the speed that we've had the interest rate rises that is unprecedented. This is a faster interest rate rise than ever in history. And so that hits landlords. It scares them. Some landlords, their mortgages are tripling. Again, that's why they're leaving. So that's the negative side. So it has been a tough year for landlords. And yes, it probably has been one of the toughest years because landlords weren't a big thing 15, 20 years ago. It's more of a recent thing that you've had buy-to-let mortgages. You didn't have those back in the day. So next, what's positive though? What's positive? Well, the good news is that rates have likely peaked or close, right? You might get another 0.25%, 0.5%, but what you're not going to get is interest rates double, right? We could be pretty confident to say that. But with more crises happening around the world, we can't be 100% certain. So that's important. Rates peak. Now that means new deals are more established, more stable as well. So new deals that I'm looking at now, they're way easier to predict where they're going to add. It's my older deals that I've got to be a bit more creative on and make sure they're okay. Next is prices are down, right? This is a positive thing if you're buying, right? You're going to be buying cheaper. And so this is good news. And lots of people, this is a very common comment, and I want to address this. Lots of people say, you're mad to buy in this market. Well, I'd say if you find a good deal, which I fairly, ISS is around 5% of the market right now. If you find a good deal, why would you wait? Right? If you can find someone that's got a property valued at 170 grand and you can buy it for 115 grand, then buy it, because maybe they can't get a seller, so they want a cash sale, they want to get that through, they need the money for something else. Then you don't need to wait till the market to bottom out. You grab that deal now and you can be confident that that deal will stack up. And if the numbers stack up at the high interest rates, you're getting a return on investment, then it's better than leaving your money in the bank where inflation is eroding it right now. So there are price reductions, there are some good deals out there, and that's the last thing, is there are deals, right? We haven't had deals for 2 or 3 years. I started this channel to buy properties for my 2 daughters, Georgia and Amelie. It was really hard to find deals. I was waiting so long to find them. Now, there are lots of very good deals out there in the market. You've just got to go and look for those deals. And so that's the different thing now. Now is a good time to buy if you buy the right deal. Not a deal that's just sitting there on Rightmove that isn't had any negotiation, not something you can't add value to. But if you can find the right deal and you know what you're looking for, then now is a great opportunity. And that's what I'd like to end on with this video. So look, it is a tough year. It will continue to be a tough year. I think at least till the summer next year, but there are some positives. And so if you're looking for new deals, now's a great time to invest. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Do smash the like button, guys, if you got this far. Subscribe, hit the bell, check out some other content on my channel. Why don't you go and watch this one right here.